Hello guys and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to talk about mitochondria. So all the audience which are new to my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel because in this channel I will be uploading cell biology and molecular biology lecture series. So consider subscribing because it will help you to increase and deepen your understanding of biology. And my name is Zubair and I'm a biology and biochemistry lecturer. So please consider subscribing, and now let's dive into the lecture. So today in this lecture I am going to talk about mitochondria, which is as all of you know that it's very important structure in the cell. Mitochondria. So what is mitochondria? Mitochondria are often referred to as the powerhouses of the cell. They help turn the energy we take from food into energy that the cell can use. But there is more to mitochondria than energy production. So mitochondria are known as the powerhouses of the cell. That means they turn the food into energy. That energy is used by our cells, by our body to grow, to repair, to maintain homeostasis, to carry out different metabolic processes, and so on. So let's further discuss about mitochondria and find out interesting information about that. So major site for ATP. So whenever you encounter name of mitochondria, you must understand that mitochondria is a major site for ATP production. So present in nearly all types of human cell, mitochondria are vital to our survival. They generate the majority of our adenosine triphosphate, the energy currency of the cell. So from this you must know that mitochondria is a very important structure that helps in the production of ATP, and which is an energy currency of the cell, and that particular energy is used throughout the cell and throughout the body in order to maintain and regulate the body processes. So now let's talk about the structure of mitochondria. The structure of mitochondria is very important, and it is very important to understand. So let's further dive and discuss more about it. So it has two membranes, inner membrane and the outer membrane. So both of these membranes have different functions, which I will talk about in the coming slides. So it has ribosomes, it has intermembrane space, matrix, and DNA. So ribosomes are the protein synthesis sites, and they produce proteins which are used within the mitochondria with other enzymes to produce ATP, and it helps in the production of ATP. So there are intermembrane space, matrix, and DNA, and I am going to talk about all of them in the coming slide. So size of mitochondria. Mitochondria are small, often between 0.75 and 3 micrometers, and are not visible under the microscope unless they are stained. Unlike other organelles, miniature organs within the cell, they have two membranes, an outer one and an inner one. Each membrane has different functions. So now let's talk about the outer membrane and its function. Small molecules can pass freely through the outer membrane, like water molecules, like small water and nutrients. They can easily pass through the outer membrane. But the proteins and the bigger molecules, they do need a channel to pass through. So that's why this outer portion includes proteins called porins, which form channels that allow proteins to cross, because proteins are large molecules, so they cannot directly cross into the through the outer membrane. So they have the protein channels that help proteins to come inside the cell, inside the mitochondria, so that they can be used in ATP production. The outer membrane also hosts a number of enzymes with a wide variety of functions. Inner membrane. This membrane holds proteins that have several roles because there are no porins in the inner membrane. It is impermeable to most molecules. Molecules can only cross the inner membrane in special membrane transporters. The inner membrane is where most ATP is created. Impermeable means that it does not allow many of molecules to cross through inner membrane because it does not need. So, but the molecules which they do need, they have special membrane transporters which allow only special proteins to cross it. Otherwise the rest of the molecules, for the rest of the molecules it is impermeable. Impermeable means it does not allow free movement of molecules. Cristae and Matrix. Cristae, these are the folds of the inner membrane. They increase the surface area of the membrane, therefore increasing the space available for chemical reactions. Matrix, this is the space within the inner membrane. The bluish, the greenish, matrix is a fluid which is present within the mitochondria, containing hundreds of enzymes. It is important in the production of ATP. So in the matrix, multiple biological and chemical reactions takes place, and by the process of which ATP is produced. Number of mitochondria. Different different cell types have different numbers of mitochondria. For instance, mature red blood cells have none at all, whereas liver cells can have more than 2000 mitochondria. Cells with a high demand for energy tend to have greater numbers of mitochondria. Around 40% of the cytoplasm in heart muscle cells is taken up by mitochondria. So there is a question for you to think, that why muscle cells have more mitochondria in them as compared to other cells. The reason is that muscle cells carry out more efficient work, like they require more energy to work because they are involved in heavy duty, like our heart muscles, like our body muscles. They demand more energy, so therefore their cells have more mitochondria so that they can produce more energy, and thus consequently can be used by our muscle cells to perform their functions. So that's why mitochondria are more present in muscle cells as compared to other cells. But in blood cells there are no mitochondria. Okay, so talk more about functions of mitochondria. So the first one is the producing, it is the site for producing the energy. So ATP, a complex organic chemical found in all forms of life, is often referred to as the molecular unit of currency because it powers metabolic processes. Most ATP is produced in mitochondria through a series of reactions known as the citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle. So Krebs cycle takes place inside the mitochondria, and thus it produces ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is an energy currency of the cell. Energy production mostly takes place on the folds or cristae of the inner membrane. Mitochondria convert chemical energy from the food we eat into an energy form that the cell can use. This process is called oxidative phosphorylation. So basically mitochondria is very important structure within the cell that helps to produce energy, which is used for cell growth, cell repair, body's growth, cellular functions, metabolic processes, and even all the chemical reactions which are taking place in our body. So they do need energy, and that energy comes from mitochondria. So mitochondria very important structure. So all of the students and all of the people which are listening to my YouTube lesson, please do give me feedback in the form of comments, and do like my video and consider subscribing to my channel, because it will help you to understand deep concepts of biology, and I will discuss in detail every point, and I'm here to help you. So consider subscribing, because it will motivate me to make more videos like that. And to educate yourself, please consider subscribing, and thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and till then I will see you in the next video. So till then, it's Zubair signing off.